it a certain way and you do it your way and then mess up, I don't want to clean it up. Because that was your fuck up, not mine.
Listen, I was feeling that Jake Paul was going to knock out Tank. This press conference made me feel a little bit more confident about Tank. I'm no cap.
He done a lot in his career, right? Not everything, but he done a lot. What people don't understand is his business is a lot.
Floyd Mayweather shared his thoughts on the upcoming Jake Paul vs. Gervonta Davis fight, saying that Davis is making his own choices and taking a major gamble with his career. Mayweather explained that he's offered his advice in the past, but if it isn't followed, it's no longer his concern. He added that the matchup is exciting for the sport, the payday is massive, and he'll definitely be watching the
and number 3, the retirement.
I mean, the backlash is just what people do nowadays. That's just, you give somebody a keyboard, you give them a phone, and they able to hide their face. Yeah, they gonna have a field day. The backlash, I get, I understand. What'd you say, number 2, not fight Shakur?
Yeah, he's saying he'll never fight Shakur, that he ain't gonna do him no favors, that he ain't gonna help him make no money because Shakur broke or something like that. Something along those lines.
Yeah, I don't get all that. That's, you know what I mean, that's against the game. Like, you know what I mean? You at least owe that fight for the game. You know what I mean? You owe the rematch to Lamont for the game. But you owe Shakur for the game just because of the 2 style matchups. You know what I mean? But if he feel like he don't gotta fight him, guess what? We can't sit here and just go crazy about it, but it is kind of crazy.
The boxing world has been buzzing with heated discussions about the upcoming match between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. Fans and analysts have divided into opposing camps, each arguing whether this fight should even take place. While some claim it's a marketing gimmick, others believe it's a chance for Tank to expand his reach beyond traditional boxing audiences. Amid this noise, many insiders have stepped forward to share their thoughts. Some defending Tank's choice and others criticizing the
He done a lot in his career, right? Not everything, but he done a lot. What people don't understand is his business is a lot. This whole experience is a lot. The shit these fighters go through is hard to explain. It's hard to explain because people, they can't see it, so they can't understand it. But it's stressful to the fighters because they coming from just getting ready to fight in the amateurs, being prepared, going out there, win, get it done, celebrate, all right, we back to the next camp. To now, marketing. You're talking about marketing. You're talking about lawyers. You're talking about all this shit that you just never imagined. You're like, why do I have to deal with all of this shit? People trying to keep money coming in, so they trying to come up with bright ideas. At the same time, you got a lot of people trying to get shit from you.
Trainer Greg Hackett voiced his frustration over the backlash Gervonta Davis has been facing. He argued that people today are quick to criticize fighters for almost everything they do, often without understanding their personal situations. Hackett stressed that if Davis decides to fight Jake Paul, that choice deserves respect. He pointed out that no one outside the ring truly knows what a fighter is going through or what drives their career decisions. According to Hackett, boxing fans should stop trying to dictate who a fighter faces and instead appreciate the hard work and discipline it takes to stay at the top. His comments reflect a wider frustration among trainers and athletes who feel that social media has turned boxing criticism into another major topic of debate has revolved around sports analyst Max Kellerman, whose recent commentary has sparked widespread criticism. Many boxing experts have accused Kellerman of showing strong bias, particularly against fighters like Gervonta Davis.
Dude, knockouts. People like knockouts. They don't care if you're knocking out cab drivers. Look at Jake Paul's career.
You can manufacture that though. You can manufacture that though. You can manufacture knockouts.
You can't manufacture.
To a
Gervonta
degree,
Davis
you can. To a degree, I mean, you can't. Yeah, Gervonta legitimately cannot get knockouts. I agree. He can punch, but there's a lot of limited knockout artists though, man.
He's one of the least active punchers in the game with the highest knockout percentage of current heavyweight.
But if he was a real knockout artist,
champions.
If he was a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best of the best. Felix Trinidad was a knockout artist. He was knocking out the best of the best. If you're a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best and show us how he smokes them. But the way Wayne did when Felix Trinidad was doing it. You know? The way they did when Mike Tyson was doing it in his prime. Okay, say what you want about the Mike Tyson era. He knocked out everyone from 1986 to 1989. Everyone got knocked out. Everyone.
Well, by your standard, you could say that Tyson was to a degree manufactured.
No,
and
because
Teddy
he
Atlas
fought
was 100%,
everyone that was there. Everyone that was there at
Teddy
that time
Ellis,
fought.
Teddy Ellis will 100% agree with this
with the
because
expense
he
of
would say the guys
Witherspoon.
that were afraid of
With
him.
the exception of Witherspoon. No, but they all doesn't matter. He knocked them all out. There was nobody you could say in that era except maybe Witherspoon, who had contract
say the same thing about-
who had contract issues with King at the time. Except for Witherspoon, there is nobody Tyson didn't fight in that era. He knocked them all out. You can't say like, oh, but if he would have fought that guy, I don't know. No, with Davis, there's guys right now that have been hanging around for years. Yo, dude, when are you gonna fight them? The lightweight division was stacked with talent. Even at 130, it had a lot of talent when he was there. Didn't fight almost any of them. So it's not the same thing as the Tyson era. You want to say anything about Tyson era? Fine. It wasn't as high level or something. He still knocked out everyone.
Former world champion Paulie Malignaggi has never held back his opinions, and the upcoming matchup is no exception. He openly criticized the idea of Gervonta Davis facing Jake Paul, arguing that the sport is losing its authenticity.
Be damn about this kid. Listen, I was feeling that Jake Paul was going to knock out Tank. This press conference made me feel a little bit more confident about Tank. I'm no cap. I know Tank wasn't saying much, fumbling over his words, seems bashful, but I'm looking, right? And I'm just like, bro, he doesn't feel that Jake Paul is an issue. Even though he said it, he doesn't feel like he has to whoop his ass. He doesn't feel threatened. That's the word. He doesn't feel threatened, but he does feel out of his element. I'm gonna be honest, man. It sounds like, I know everybody's looking at this press conference and it's like, number one, I know what y'all saying. It's a clown show. It's not real. Tank was paid off. It's fake. Cause Tank, when he was talking about Jake and JB, even I was like, what is he talking about?
He laughing.
What are you talking about? What does he have to do with this?
Let anything, you know what I'm talking about. Let anything. No, I don't have to say it right now. Don't worry about it. I don't got to say it up here. Let anything happen. And I'm going to show you and him.
So that I could understand if that's your concern. I am being extremely truthful with how I feel about this and how I'm reacting to this. My oldest son was like, I see the same thing, Dad, but you're going to get a weird response to your take.
In contrast to critics like Paulie Malignaggi, boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult offered a more positive outlook after watching the press conference between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. He said the event gave him renewed confidence in Tank's chances. Initially, Showbiz admitted he had concerns about Davis's size disadvantage, believing Jake might simply be too big and too strong. However, after observing Davis's composure and sharpness, his perspective shifted. He noted, for boxing purists, it's unsettling. For marketers, it's pure genius. But regardless of where you stand, the event has already accomplished something boxing rarely manages, capturing the world's attention. Fighters like Gervonta Davis are adapting to this new era, learning to balance integrity with entertainment. Love it or hate it, this matchup proves that boxing isn't just surviving, it's evolving. At its core, it's still about heart, grit, and that undeniable fight in the dog.
Contract, yeah. You prove your innocence and say that it ain't fixed. Because check this out. Tank ain't gonna lose this fight. Hell no. Hell no. Tank ain't losing this fight. Too many holes. Man, Jake don't have enough experience. Yeah, man, this gonna be taking candy from a baby. You know, Jake is missing the rules. See, this is what happened when you don't grow up in the game. When you don't grow up in the game, man, at a young age, this is what happens. You know, you start reading your own press clippings. That's what Jake is doing. You know, fighting this lower level competition, and now he think he the ish. Now he think he the man. He ain't the man. You kidding me? He is not the man. Oh no, yeah. False sense of security. Now he trying to pick on small folks, right? You know, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Yeah, I'm just saying size-wise. Yeah, that's another thing, boxing one-on-one. You can't pay attention to size.
For purists, it's unsettling. For marketers, it's genius. But no matter where one stands, the event has already succeeded in doing what boxing often struggles to achieve, capturing the attention of the entire world. Fighters like Davis are adapting to this new era, learning how to balance integrity with showmanship. Whether fans love it or hate it, this matchup proves that boxing is not just surviving, but transforming.
The heart right in that damn dog. It ain't the size of the damn dog, and I told y'all that, man. Yeah, it's the same thing here. And it's about the smartest dog. Tank too smart for him. Tank got too much boxing IQ for Jake, man. This gonna be easy. Easy. Like I said, man, Tank, please, man, don't do this to boxing, bro. If there's anything, man, shoot, man, we can put together some kind of like account for you, a GoFundMe account or whatever, bro. And we can, hey, all your fans can give you $1, bro, so that way you don't be blowing this fight. It's easy, bro. This sparring section. You know, look, I'm so confused. I don't know what the hell to call this. The circus? Just call it a circus. Yeah, Tip, just call it a damn circus. Because, you know, 1 minute they said, oh, this is the fight.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.